Hey, everybody, let me just get the. Oops. Nice. Hey, everybody, let me just get the. Oops. Let me just get my TV all coiled up, and then I can. Stuff so we can all see the damn game. Atlanta Braves baseball back on before we have some weekend of NASCAR racing. If you guys know what NASCAR racing is, all the way. Um, Tonight should be a good night at the Nats Park. A good stream. There we go. Okay.
Last pitch is set it up, and then just trying to execute whether I want to go for a strike or underneath the zone for a swing and miss. But I grade everything that I do kind of off execution. If I did what I want with it, whether hit, home run, strikeout, as long as I do what I want with the pitch, that's kind of how I grade it.
This will be the first time in your young career you're facing the same team in the same season. This comes back-to-back starts. Do you prepare any differently the second time you're facing the Nationals the last week?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely look back at the outing, you see what worked, and then you obviously want to kind of throw some curveballs to them and switch it up, just because you're facing them the same time in 2 weeks. So we'll see whatever our game plan is tomorrow when we show up, and then just kind of hammer that home and try to execute what we got.
Well, AJ, thanks for your time. Best of luck.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, it's Braves and Nationals. First pitch is coming up next on FanDuel Sports Network.
New antiperspirants by Swab. 48 hours of odor and wetness protection, so you can stay ahead of sweat and feel fresh all day. Swab. No nonsense self-care for men.
Pampers Swaddlers keeps baby 3 times drier, so your baby stays comfortably dry all night long. Pampers Swaddlers, dry all night.
Run up the score all playoffs on Underdog. You can make picks and win money just by picking higher or lower on your favorite players. Get it right, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. You can play in 35 states, including California, Georgia, Texas, and Missouri. So join the pack of over 7 million happy fans who've already signed up on Underdog. Sign up, deposit, and get up to $1,000 in bonus credits. Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the things that just will never come out. Every now and then I rinse it out.
Downy Rinse and Refresh is formulated to remove odor better than detergent alone, with no rewash.
One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh fights odor in just one wash, guaranteed.
Good morning. Right, guys?
You wake up, good morning is a brand new day. The skies above is a perfect day.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Rooms to Go. Don't miss the Memorial Day sale going on now. And by Alpha Insurance, your winning lineup for auto, home, and life insurance. A lot of rain yesterday and still a few leftover spotty showers. It's kind of spitting right now, but the tarp is off, the players are on, and that's good news. Braves Nationals finishing off this series here tonight in D.C. Let's get you the lineup For Brian Sticker's Atlanta Braves, who come into this ball game right at 500, 24-24. Alex Verdugo, Austin Riley, and Matt Olson will be the top three. Big Bear cleaning up, and Drake Baldwin, the young rookie, will get the start behind the plate and bat fifth for Atlanta. As CJ and I were talking about a little bit ago, it's a rematch of the same pitching matchup we saw last week in Atlanta. AJ Smith-Shawver for the Braves, and this guy, CJ, Trevor Williams for the Nats.
And you feel like that should be advantage Braves because this is a very hittable starter. You can see his struggles through his 9 starts in ERA in year 6. He has had issues with both his 4-seam fastball and his 2-seam fastball. High batting averages against both of those. Now, the go-to is the sweeper, and he's got a good one, and that's the pitch you got to be careful with tonight.
That leads us nicely to our 4 keys here this evening.
Yep, keep it simple. Get the heater. Mentioned the batting averages: 360 against the 4-seamer, 455 against his 2-seamer. The other thing here for AJ Smith-Shawver is being good early. What did we see in the first game? We saw this lineup come out and be very aggressive on first pitch. You can't just give in and look for that first pitch over the plate. Make sure you're making quality pitches early to these Washington hitters.
So the rainout yesterday, Washington winning on Tuesday, which means they have a 4-game win streak, their longest of the season.
Ball.
So 5 games under 500.
3D is ready to go. 3D is ready to go.
24 entering tonight's ball game.
If it'll work.
Verdugo fouls off the slider, 1-1.
Verdugo fouls it all.
You can expect some spotty showers throughout this one here tonight. 1-1 left field.
1-1.
Coming in and taking it a little awkward off the bat, but he makes
A little awkward coming off the bat.
CPI Security bringing you the defense here tonight for the Nationals. Robert Hassel, keep an eye on him out in center field. It is his major league debut this evening for the Nationals. And the usual infield with Ruiz behind the dish.
So you have all those jitters when you make your debut. He thought he was going to make it yesterday. Had the rain out, so it's a long time coming for Robert Hassel.
Hey, Kenneth.
In center field tonight.
He gets that opportunity because Dylan Cruz.
Yeah, I was going to call it yesterday's game, but evidently yesterday's game got rained out. Luckily, today's game didn't. And let's go Braves.
Yeah, so you said it. The fastball velocity, it's not going to wow you, but at times for Williams, it can be effective, even though it's been an issue as well this year.
Hey, Daniel. Happy Thursday to you. I would have done a stream yesterday, but Mother Nature decided, well, I'm going to throw a monkey wrench in. So that's why I wasn't alive yesterday.
Show pitch right there in that 0-2 count, outside of the strike zone, maybe to try to set something else up, especially that good sweeper he has.
First inning, nobody on.
2-2. What do we know about our friend behind home plate, Trip Gibson?
Yeah, pretty fair.
Trip
Strike zone
Gibson.
kind of sits in the middle when it's all said.
Behind home plate.
Whether it's big or whether it's small. So nothing too extreme here with Trip Gibson at all. If anything, you might see a little bit away to the righties, inside to the lefties, that side of the plate. It's a very small tendency that it calls a little bit more than your average umpire.
Austin Riley up to the plate.
Riley fighting another ball off here. That was the sweeper.
That was the
They said
sweeper.
that is registered as Williams' best pitch so far this season.
And give him credit, even though it hasn't been a good year, he has been good against right-handed hitters. They're hitting only .210 against him. Lefties have crushed him.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Sit down, Riley. 2 down.
That's a good one. It feels like it's taken forever for that baseball to get there with some pretty good break for Austin Riley. He was out front 77 miles an hour.
Yeah, you said lefties have crushed him. OPS of over 1,000, and now you get the lefty Matt Olson coming up here. That's a generous call there.
That's a
Trip
generous
Gibson.
call. I'll be right back, everybody.
And Williams certainly knows that. He also knows Matt Olson has been on a hot streak, so assuming he'll be a little cautious here. Through 88 in a pretty good location, 1-2.
Matt Olson has seen him quite a bit, not surprising, right? When you think about what happens within the division, take a look at Matt Olson and the home runs here over his last 4 games, 3 of those. But it's been 13 plate appearances for Matt Olson against Trevor Williams. A couple of hits in there, including a home run.
And one of those homers on that graphic came on Tuesday night in the second inning to straightaway center field. That was off of Mitchell Parker, the starter the other night for the Nats. A slew of foul balls here in the first inning. $16 pitches for Williams. 8 have been foul balls, but he's got 2 down and a 2-2 pitch. Matt Olson sends this deep down the right field line and into the bullpen. And that is how Atlanta grabs the lead in the first inning. They get 4 home runs in the last 5 games for Matty O.
Impressive to see the run that he is on. We've seen some towering high home runs from Matt Olson. This is a low line drive. There's a little cut on that 4-seam fastball at 89 miles an hour, but not enough to get below the barrel against Ole in the way that he is swinging it. An absolute missile there into that Nats bullpen.
We had been talking about it, CJ. You just felt like it was a matter of time, right? Everybody has ups and downs through the course of the season. Right now, Matt, you're seeing the baseball extremely well.
You cannot hold a great hitter down. Matt Olson is a great hitter. He's had a tremendous career. We know he's got great pop. It was just a matter of time.
He has as many hits in the last 4+ games as he did over the previous 15. So Matt Olson turning things around, and now here's Ozuna. Ozuna's thinking back-to-back. There she goes. A big fly for the Big Bear. 2-0 Atlanta.
The surprising thing here, as good as the Braves have been with the power, Trevor Williams has not allowed very many home runs. It hasn't been a great year, but just 5 home runs coming into this one in his 9 starts, make it 7 here through 9+ starts. Start number 10, and Marcell Ozuna just absolutely unloading.
Braves wasting no time, and Drake Baldwin coming up aggressive and fouling it away. Great start for Atlanta. Olson and Ozuna back-to-back with 2 outs. And now an 0-1 pitch to the rookie Baldwin. And you're right, CJ. This is looking more like the 2023 Trevor Williams that gave up 34 home runs, most of the National League that year.
Yeah, he's figured out a way to keep the baseball on the ground a little bit more, but obviously not here in the first inning.
That one not going anywhere near the fence. Baldwin bouncing back to the pitcher, but the Braves take the lead. Olson and Ozuna going back-to-back off of Trevor Williams in the top of the first. Well rested after that unexpected off day yesterday.
Seller's market. Plus, buyer's best friend. Life math is complicated. Competitive mortgage rates make it easier. Learn more at affinityplus.org/rates.
Drums keep pounding and we bound to the brain. And the beat goes on.
Sometimes the greatest rush
goes on.
is not rushing at all in the all-new Nissan Murano.
At Two Brothers Contracting, we understand the challenges that severe weather can bring, which is why we're here for you every step of the way. You can count on us to deliver on our promise of accountability, over delivering authenticity, and respect. With Two Brothers Contracting, respect isn't earned, it's ingrained in everything we do. When you choose Two Brothers Contracting, you're choosing a partner who will ensure that your vision becomes a reality, even in the face of adversity. Experience the difference with Two Brothers Contracting.
What you got to say? Say, hey, hey, hey. What you
You about us. We got now. Well, the Braves, a 2-run cushion before the Nats even grab the bats. C.J. Abrams will lead it off, and then James Wood and Nathaniel Lowe, the first three of the order. The lineup presented by your local Toyota dealers. And facing that lineup is the rookie A.J. Smith-Shawver. Second time in a row that he has faced the Nationals, last Thursday in Atlanta, and now this Thursday here in D.C.
Of all the work I did today, I forgot to check whether he's ever made back-to-back starts against the same team. I would guess probably not. And so this will be a nice little test here for A.J. Smith-Shawver. Breaking news in my ear, it is confirmed he has not faced the same team twice in a row. And I think probably. And so for him now, you get that opportunity. Like I said, it's a little bit of a test, right? Is there anything that they picked up with that last outing, especially because it's so fresh in their minds of seeing him?
Abrams, deep center, but Harris back there. He's got it. So Abrams gives it a ride, but one away. Harris in center. Eli White at right, Verdugo at left. CPI Security bringing you this defense for the Atlanta Braves. As a pitcher, what do you think goes on in your mind when you face a team back-to-back like this?
All depends on how the first one went, right? And what kind of reads did you get
Smith.
off? He obviously threw the ball really well.
Schwalbe.
A couple of hard outs or a couple of comfortable swings that you didn't like. Do you need to adjust, or was it just more about maybe a missed pitch and mislocation? I mean, for the most part, A.J. Smith-Shawver's game plan is
One out.
going to stay the same. Right? It's going to be the fastball, the split. He's got
Wood.
some breaking balls, but it's mostly fastball split. So I think for him, that game plan, because he was so successful, will stay the same.
Hey, if you're watching that beat and give it to, come on over.
6 innings last Thursday against the Nats. Struck out 6, and the Braves won 5-2. So Rick Crandit's hoping for more success like that in this one for Smith-Shawver. Wood fouls it off.
And for the Washington Nationals, they don't really have the option but to have this many lefties in the lineup. There are a couple of switch hitters. You mentioned Dylan Cruz going to the IL. He is a natural right-handed hitter. Gets replaced by Hassel, who's a lefty. So, again, that works to AJ's favor with that great split that he has.
Throws it there, but Wood stays away from it, 3-2. Riley, long way to go. He'll never get Wood. That'll be an infield single.
That'll be an infield single.
Well, that'll count as a hit for a left-handed hitter, but he didn't hit it well. A 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Why does that matter? We talk about A.J. Smith-Shawver and what we've seen so far with his splits, and it's kind of amazing to look at the difference here and how good he has been against the lefties so far this season.
Smith-Shawver.
Absolutely tremendous.
They're talking about the pitcher. Nathaniel Lowe.
Another lefty here in Low, 97 that time.
97 called a strike.
Low 1 for 3 on Tuesday with a run driven in. Close.
That's what we're talking about. Check out the batting average. Significant difference there. The strikeout rate jumps by 10%, and the walk rate gets cut in half when he's facing the lefties.
A.J. Smith-Shawver, 13 pitches this first inning. Back-to-back homers.
99 mile-an-hour fastballs that we've seen here early on from A.J. That extra day of rest may have served him well.
Yeah, we've seen everything from 96 to 99 on that heater here already. A single through the right side for Nathaniel Lowe. Now James Wood will stop at second. But 2 on with 1 out.
Nathaniel Lowe's a pretty good off-speed hitter, and this is the split that he was probably sitting on, even though the count was in his favor. He's a smart hitter. He understands how AJ works, and so he was ready for that split. But he's always been a better off-speed hitter than he has a fastball hitter.
So the former Ranger down at first base, Wood out at second. Now the cleanup man, Ruiz. Almost hit him. AJ wants a new baseball to work with.
Two on, 1 out.
At least early on, you're seeing some pulls to the glove side for AJ on that fastball, whether he's trying to throw it to that side of the plate or not, the one that almost got away from Baldwin. So now what you're looking for is that adjustment to get the fastball where you want it. It stays true, it doesn't cut.
Got him to go after the splitter, 2-1.
2-1.
So with the Expos jersey back there behind home plate, of course, this franchise originally in Montreal as the Expos and they moved to Washington in 2005.
I still love those old Expos hats like he's got on there. And then they moved into this park in 2008. That splitter nowhere near, 3-1. So AJ gave up just 2 hits against these Nationals a week ago, but already 2 hits here at the first inning. This one lined deep down the right field side, and that is fair off the fence. And the Nationals strike right back here in the home half of the first inning. It's 2-1, and 2 in scoring position.
2-1.
Double.
Now, the first base hit was a weak one, but these other 2 have been in hitters' counts. We saw with Nathaniel Lowe sitting on the split, and then here for Ruiz doing it against the fastball. And everyone taking a little bit of a different approach, but a 3-1 count, he was sitting heater and was on time for that 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Rick Kranitz going to go ahead and make a visit. Talk with AJ and Drake Baldwin.
Yeah, I think it's slowdown time, right? You see how the hands are out like that a little bit, trying to change the tempo. AJ might be going a little bit fast here in this first inning. Probably what led to a couple of those balls cutting and him getting behind. Perfect time for a break.
A deep breath for the young right-hander before he deals to the second baseman, Garcia. Grounder, Olsen looks at third. Oh, now they've got the runner Ruiz in between second and third. They'll tag him out, but ultimately what happens is the Nationals actually get a better runner at second base. There's 2 down. Potato, I guess.
It is, but you don't mind Matt Olson making that play. Dave Martinez, I feel like we've seen a lot of that from him, where he's just kind of shaking his head and wondering what the heck is going on with his base running. But what you do there is you see a guy taking off, you have that opportunity to get a runner who was in scoring position out of scoring position. But it did give, unfortunately, Garcia enough time to get to second base. It was C.J. Abrams right 2 nights ago in the first game, and he's just kind of wondering now whether he's upset with the runner at second or the runner at third based on where Matt Olson was playing. Guessing they probably wanted to see it through, let the ball get through before you decide to go, but not everybody was on the same page.
And they had some base running issues in the 4-game series in Atlanta as well. So this has been a problem for a while, and David Martinez can't be too happy. Josh Bell lifts the 0-1 out into left center. Good job of damage control by Smith-Shawver, only giving up the 1 run.
Potato. Do up. Always
Your
do
home
up.
is your happy place until you come back.
to bad odors. Use Febreze plug-in with Fade-Defy technology. It has a microchip that alternates 2 complementary scents to constantly fight odors and give noticeable freshness. It even reminds you when to refill, so you can always be sure that your home smells fresh and clean for up to 50 days. Enjoy the freshness of Febreze plug-in.
No.
Hi, John. What did you do this morning?
I woke up.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, That's
You wake up, good morning, it's a brand new day. The skies are fall, it's a perfect day.
And that's why I never drive those guys.
Party's over, big guy. We're tired of hearing, I don't want to get my truck dirty.
With WeatherTech laser measured floor liners front and rear, a seat protector, and full bed protection, trucks are totally covered.
You just got WeatherTech.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's get dirty.
Order your premium American-made products at WT.com.
Inning Braves take a 2-1 lead as we go to the second. We go down to the field. Here's Wiley Ballard with our GMC Field Report.
Well, in addition to the early runs tonight, Brandon, we've got some good news as well. Ronald Acuna Jr., according to Mark Bowman, could be available tomorrow. Take a look at Bo sharing this information with us on X. And as you can see, a healthy scratch tonight, so it means it is possible to anticipate him being active tomorrow. That seems to be a safe guess. But again, 6
Cunha.
picked up 6 hits, a couple homers in those.
Strike right there to Austin Albee.
Yeah, and look, we don't have any inside information to know that it is 100% guaranteed.
Strike
Say, probably safe to assume that Ronald will play tomorrow.
Healthy scratch tells you everything that you need to know. Impressive one that Bo was tweeting when he's not here in Washington. Doesn't mean he stops working. And that he put, what do you call those little squiggly lines over the end for Acuna?
Tilda. Yeah, Tilda.
How about that from Bo? Maybe you hold down the end longer to get all the options to come up. I never knew he was that locked in.
Good stuff from Bo and Wiley, though, and certainly it just gets you more and more excited, right?
It's great news. I mean, there's no two ways about it. This team has missed him. They missed him last year. The fact that he is healthy and that what sounds like they are comfortable enough now to get him in the outfit. We had heard you need the 9 innings, maybe back-to-back of 9 innings, and how is he recovering? And all signs pointing to one of the best players in the game coming back to this lineup this weekend.
Yeah, guys, Snit said he had a chance to catch up with Ronald today, and the reports were that he felt great after playing all 9 innings yesterday. It's the first time he's played all 9 innings in a minor league game, and I think for Snit and the entire Braves organization, it was important that whenever he does come back, they feel like he's capable to play 4 or 5 in a row and in right field.
Yeah, that's what they said all along, right? We're not going to try to bring him back too early. You don't have DH at bats to give him with Marcel.
Eli Sharp grounded to second.
I think what will be hard for Donald is if the Braves do play it that way, where they want to have some built-in.
Lines out to.
Not sure anybody loves baseball more than Ronald Acuna Jr. playing, no matter where he's playing, whether it's a minor league rehab here in the big leagues, but perhaps some of those built-in off days would make some sense. But you're going to have to sell him on those and convince him today's the day off, enjoy it. Maybe be ready to be here late in the game of the bench.
If he does come back tomorrow, it'll be 3 days shy of when he tore that ACL last year, May 26th in Pittsburgh. So we will see what tomorrow brings, but a good sign that Acuna, a healthy scratch tonight for Gwinnett. And the Padres, who are coming to town tomorrow, they will be limping into Atlanta. They lost today to Toronto, meaning that their losing streak is at 6 games.
Yeah, they have been scuffling, especially on the offensive side. Some defensive issues for them as well up in Toronto. So hopefully for the Braves, we talked about it when they had played the Dodgers, but a tough start to the season against the Padres. Obviously out there in San Diego dropping the first 4. So some payback time here in Atlanta this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure, that'll be on the minds of these players.
Ball down to it.
Well, this was the exact situation in the first inning when Olsen hit his homer. 2 outs, 2-2 count. Then Ozuna followed it with another homer. Let's see what Williams goes to here against Harris.
Please.
It was a fastball.
Fastball.
Third baseman Tana, and Williams has a 1-2-3 frame.
1, 2, 3 innings.
Pain, foot pain, come along with the job of waiting tables. But since getting the arch supports from the Good Feet store, I've had no pain. I'm more positive. It's like opening up a whole new life, like sunshine coming up.
See how we can help you too at the Good Feet store.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day. From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
To oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes today
a little bit more special. That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
welcome to delicious.
Summer's here. And with the new Toyota, you can go here, surf that. Here. Woo! And here.
Right now, you can lease a new 2025 Land Cruiser for $499 a month, or lease a new 2025
That's nice, I
Tacoma
need to see.
SR5 for just $309 a month.
Your summer starts here and just keeps on going.
You know something?
Toyota, let's go places.
Who the heck said the Yankees gonna be so damn on a hot streak? You said the Yankees. Well, we gotta find a different hobby for those Yankees. What the hell is this? You know, I'm just gonna do this. Come, thank you. I don't know which ones was commercials or commercials, because one way or the other, I don't like it. Because that was a short stint of commercials.
He was the 8th overall pick back in 2020 by the Padres. And then he came over that Juan Soto trade in 2022, a couple of years in the minors that were injury-filled. But as Davey Martinez looks on, Hassel with his first big league at bat here. And there is Robert Hassel's first big league hit.
First big league hit for Michael.
How about that for this youngster, 23 years old? Not waiting around at all. We were talking more about the other guys. First pitch, be careful, did be aggressive. It was not a bad pitch at all from A.J. Smith-Shawver at 98 miles an hour. I guess we should say congratulations. I don't love it. I'd like to see him go 0 for today and get a hit tomorrow, but it is a nice moment for that young man.
That's your one, Robert. That's all you get today.
I get picked off right here.
Wouldn't that have been something? But the outfield injuries giving Hassel this opportunity. The Dylan Cruz issue that we mentioned. Jacob Young also dealing with a sore shoulder. So Hassel at the big
I'll
league
be
level.
right back. Can you just keep an eye on the chat for me
It's
while I'm
interesting. I
gone?
would look at him and think about a rookie making his debut. He's 23
But I
years
keep
old.
the TV on, okay?
24 in August.
I'm not
He was
gonna do
older
that.
than A.J. Smith-Shawver.
I'm not gonna turn it off, but
Guy who's got
just keep an eye on the
last
chat
4 years at the big league level.
till I get back. Thanks.
Hassel takes off.
Hassel takes off.
He's checking all the boxes. First big league hit. Now his
First big league hit. Now he's got his
They can run a little
first
bit.
big
He was
league
aggressive
stolen
with his
base.
lead. 9 stolen bases in the minor leagues. He was only caught the one time. Pretty respectable jump. How about that? No oven mitt for a youngster. You don't see too many young players that don't try to steal down the park. Probably because for him, he was a feet first slider.
Hand almost came off the bag, but he was safe. And now runner in scoring position. And a 3-0 count to call. Four pitch walk. 2 on, nobody out.
I'll be surprised if you potentially see a bunt here. 9 on the season already for the Washington Nationals, tied for the 4th most in baseball. David Martinez last year, his club had the 3rd most in baseball.
And you're down at the bottom of the order with Tana. He does square. That curveball came in and he bunted it foul.
The thing that is so difficult to do, but what makes you a good bunter, is that you are willing to let balls outside of the strike zone go by. It's almost like your ego gets in the way. You say, I can still get this one down. But what Dave Martinez wants to see there is him actually take that pitch, especially after a 4-pitch walk.
And then a called strike, and now he's in a pickle 0-2.
So that means the bunt probably out of play. If you're wondering about AJ and kind of hopping toward that third base line, that is his responsibility in this situation to cover third base when you see a guy squaring. That hopefully that means you have a chance to field it. Austin can stay back at third, and you can get the out there.
Instead, swinging away and a single to center. Hassel will stop at third, and the bases are loaded.
So this is frustrating. You get to an 0-2 count, and it's not a bad pitch in the sense that it's off the plate. It's just got to be further down. Right? That gives Tanya that opportunity, even though it's off the end of the bat, to have a chance. If that ball is down, it's a swing and miss, or it's a ground ball.
Now back to the top of the order here, and C.J. Abrams, who is having a great season for the Nationals. He turns on that, but he is ahead of it. Abrams was also a part of that Juan Soto trade. It was quite the haul that they got back in 2022 with Abrams, Wood, and Mackenzie Gore. At the time, you didn't know how it would turn out, but for the Nationals, this has turned out pretty good.
And kind of amazing, too, that Josh Bell now is back here with, of course, the Nationals. But it's Abrams, Gore, Hassel, and Wood in particular, all looking like really good players potentially at the big league level. So that was an 0-2 pitch inside the strike zone at 99, right? As much as we've seen maybe the command not be where you wanted so far for AJ, you would like to see him expand a little bit more once you get into these 0-2 counts. Don't be afraid to throw that split in the dirt or breaking ball in the dirt. Drake Baldwin, even though the bases are loaded, he'll get down there and block it for you.
Liner, and it is out into center field. They will only score one to tie the game. Bases still loaded. The first four have reached for the Nats here in the second inning.
Well, it's 0-2 again. It's the fastball again, but this one was even better in the zone. You give C.J. Abrams that opportunity to get the arms extended. He's not going to get too big. He has shown you that he'll give you some chase. A little bit surprised that we did not see some kind of off-speed pitch there outside of the strike zone.
And now James Wood. So a much different start here for Smith-Shawver than a week ago in Atlanta against these guys, when he gave up just the one run through 6 innings.
And the Braves infield outside of Austin Riley over at third base, they're playing back, and the idea of trying to get two if they can. Right now, not wanting to give up any more ground with the bases loaded and nobody out in a tie game.
0-2, fouled away.
That's too good again from AJ, right? He does have that good split. The previous one is a perfect 0-2 pitch. He got away with a mistake here. He needs to expand the strike zone.
That's fair. The hits just keep on coming. This one gives the Nationals the lead. Abrams is coming home as well. The throw is up the line. And he scores to make it 5-2. A bases clearing 3 RBI double for James Wood.
Again, its location. Watch this pitch, 0-2. It's got too much of the strike zone in that spot for AJ. Back-to-back at-bats where you do a really nice job getting ahead of C.J. Abrams 0-2. You get ahead of James Wood 0-2, but unable then to locate pitches where you need to after that.
Rick Kranitz back out to talk to A.J. Smith-Shawver. So when you see mislocations and strike counts where you're ahead, batter after batter like that, I mean, what does that tell you? Because clearly AJ wasn't trying to land the pitches.
He's not trying to throw it in the zone, and there's a responsibility sometimes for the catcher when you see it to give a different kind of target. right? If you feel like you go both ways, right? Sometimes the guy can't get the ball in the zone, you'll sit middle. When all of a sudden you start to see too many in the zone, then you want to start spreading it out a little bit more. Show that glove below the zone. Show that glove off the plate. Those kinds of things. And even those little hand motions that you see sometimes, right? The communication of trying to get a guy locked in, like you kind of give him that little extra, like pick up on my gloves, stick with my gloves, throw the ball here, bring the focus up a little bit.
Still nobody out. 5 have come to the plate. 4 have scored. Wood out at second base and Lowe taking a strike. One and two, 98 fouled back by Lowe.
And even though AJ has already experienced some pretty big things in this game, including pitching in the postseason, I mentioned the back-to-back starts and then these big innings. And the mental part of how you stop the runaway train and making sure these innings don't get too far out of hand, but he is still searching for that first out.
This is his 8th start of the season. The first 7 starts, he didn't give up more than 3 earned runs in any of those. And now here he sits with just 3 outs retired and 5 runs in this ball game. Another 1-2 and another foul ball. We'll see AJ's frustration after that fastball.
Just missed on the inside corner. Again, good velocity. I think AJ knew that he missed it, but wanted it at 98.
Olsen grabs it. Almost a double play. So Allen saving that off the bounce. Well, it was a near hit, but the bottom line, if you're AJ Smith-Shawver, you are just happy to get out number 1 here.
Absolutely, and you love seeing the defense staying engaged during this long inning. Nearly a dangerous throw. Nick Allen saving Matt Olson, perhaps from an error right there. Take a little point over there. Thank you. Nice pick.
And now Ruiz. Thought he might give him that curveball. 1-0. Ruiz had an RBI double last inning. Nats TV analyst Kevin Franzen coming over between the inning and sharing with us that for the first time, Keibert Ruiz's parents are here from Venezuela. Jose and Lady, his mom and dad. First time ever that they have seen him play in the States in a professional baseball game. So a cool moment for the family. And getting it on tape here.
Yeah, that is amazing. You think about the journey for a lot of these players. For Ruiz, he's 26 years old. He has been playing professionally since 2015, right? So this is his 11th season professionally. This is the first time they get to see him in person. That is pretty special. What an awesome moment for him and his family tonight.
And his dad is actually a good softball player back in Venezuela. Mom, an elementary school teacher. A really cool moment for the Ruiz family. Luis Garcia is the 8th national here to hit in the bottom of the 2nd.
This will be the 30th pitch of the inning coming up for A.J. Smith-Shawver.
Oh, it was a good one. That should have been strike 3.
You see AJ there, he tapped his hat as if he wanted the review. You don't get it yet in the big leagues. Maybe next year. He's actually trying to elevate that fastball. It's a happy mistake, but he didn't get the call.
Harris drifting back. Straightaway center field. He's got it on the warning track. A rough inning. The Nats take the lead with 4 runs.
We all love the big moment. The big moment doesn't start with a big result. It starts with the yard work. Because the big moment is just one moment forged by 1,000 moments. Strauss in Major League Baseball. You're up, go yard.
The latest appliances, big savings, right now at Best Buy.
These dishes just aren't getting clean.
The problem isn't your machine. It's likely your detergent. Really? I recommend switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These new pods are packed with more soaking, scrubbing, and rinsing action. Plus, the grease-fighting power of Dawn, easily removing up to 100% of tough stuck-on foods.
That's impressive.
And it works so well, it even keeps your filter clean. Cascade, the #1 recommended brand. Just scrape, load, you're done.
Good morning. Right, guys? You wake up, good morning, it's a brand new day. Blue skies above, it's a perfect day.
Braves fans just above the Braves dugout, now hoping for a comeback. Braves had the 2-0 lead, but the Nats have exploded for 5. And we go to the third with Nick Allen leading things off for Atlanta. First 5 games of the series between these two this year have been pretty low scoring, but this one more on pace for a track meet.
At a time when both teams have been swinging the bats a lot better, too, right? Obviously, for the Braves, we have seen it, and we knew about the Nationals. Their offense coming alive here lately, and you could see why they're getting excited about the future as they were stringing some pretty good hits together, especially at the top of that order.
Yeah, I mentioned their 4-game win streak right now for the Nats. If they would win this one, 5 wins in a row would be their longest winning streak since early on in the 22 campaign. Swing and a miss at the sweeper, 1 down. Quick message from Truist.
Leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist. Learn how knowledge and care can work for you.
Top of the order, Verdugo. Slow roller to Garcia. Williams has settled in after giving up those 2 homers. He's now retired 6 straight.
And this is the kind of guy, when you're facing him, the eyes get big a little bit. You know you're not going to get overpowered by the fastball. But if you want to get to Trevor Williams, you got to make it happen pretty quickly. He does not go deep in games. I mean, there's only been once so far this year that he has pitched 6 complete innings. Everything else has been right around 5. His last one was 4 1/3 against the Braves. Now, the good news is, even though the Braves did not perform against that bullpen in Game 1, the bullpen has struggled from the worst in baseball. I think a lot of these hitters would like a couple of cracks at Trevor Williams.
Just turned 33 last month, did the right-hander. 3rd year in D.C. with the Nationals. Off the end of the bat for Riley. And make it now 7 in a row, set down by Trevor Williams.
Febreze. Hola, yo mantengo mi casa fresca con Febreze Bay de 5 Love. Y yo uso esto. Febreze usa un microchip para controlar digitalmente la cantidad de aroma liberada para que no desaparezca. ¿El mío viene con microchip? Oh, Febreze te da la frescura del primer día por 50 días. Tanto tiempo es impresionante. Febreze también tiene una luz que te recuerda rellenar. ¿Te recuerda rellenarlo? Así tengo frescura todos los días sin falta. ¡Qué fresca está tu casa! Pásate a Febreze Love.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day. From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
To oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
today a little bit more special. That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious. Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can start it with a splash. With a play date at a park. Or at a party with friends. Or at an epic water balloon fight.
Gotcha!
Right now, lease a new 2025 Prius for $299 a month. Or lease a 2025 Corolla for $239 a month.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Being brave isn't about being different. It's about being yourself. And we might not need more people in the West. Would it hurt to have a little more West in the people?
A.J. Smith-Shawver will try to regroup here after a rough second inning. The only guy he didn't face in that second inning is this man, Josh Bell, and he starts him off with a strike. Bell way ahead of it. Splitter fouled into the seats and then back out onto the field, 1-2.
Let's see if AJ now can locate in this advantageous pitcher's count, right? That's the issue he ran into in the last inning, getting to 2 strikes and then being able to execute the finish pitch. And that's unfortunate because he did. And that's the thing. When you have an outing like this, it feels like that happens, right? You make the adjustment, a perfect split in that spot in a 1-2 count, and Josh Bell fouls him off.
But he gets it with 99. He's hit that number a few times here tonight. And there's the first strikeout for AJ.
There's no doubt that physically he is feeling really good. The velocity is telling that story. And there is sometimes such a thing as feeling a little bit too good, and perhaps why we've seen some of that command be off for him. But that is a live 99 from A.J. Smith-Shawver.
And now here is the kid making his debut, Robert Hassel, who singled and came around to score and stole a base last inning. AJ gets ahead of him 0-2.
How about that right out of the chute? Torpedo bat for this youngster.
Kids these days and their torpedo bats. 0-2. High and out. When that splitter lands there, he's just releasing it too high.
Yeah, chances are when he was talking with Wiley about it, sometimes it's almost like if it has a mind of its own, but when you see the high ones, he's not getting through. When you see the over adjustment on that one and trying to find that in between the best that he can. One thing you can never do with that pitch is try to guide it to a spot. It has got to be full effort every single time, or it's going to go all over the place.
Curveball that time, fouled away. But as you said earlier, coming into tonight, the numbers on that splitter have been really good.
Yeah, they've been fantastic. One of the best in the game. Now, he doesn't have as many thrown as a lot of others, but it has been an excellent pitch for him. Whiff rate, batting average against them, all been good. When I need good, I'm talking top 3 in the game, 45% swing and miss rate. Third best in baseball at average 129, second best on his split.
Throws it there, but downstairs 3-2. Goes to the fastball. Here it is, skied out to Michael Harris. 2 away.
Well, guys, I don't want to open up Pandora's box too much, but when it comes to AJ Splitter, he relies really heavily on that seam-shifted wake, which is a complicated way of saying that when he throws it, he wants one side of the baseball to be smooth as it's coming across the air, as it's coming through the air, whereas the other side has the stitches and it's a little rougher, which pulls it down. So that's kind of what he's relying on, is that seam-shifted wake and using the way it cuts through the air resistance as a way to keep it from moving down, or keep it moving down. That's the biggest key for AJ. East-west, not as concerned. It's got to go south, though.
Nerd alert. No, you're right. Listen, you're right. Seam shifter wake is the term that we've learned a lot about over these last couple of years and how advantageous it is depending on what kind of pitcher you are, whether you're a pronator or a supinator.
Right center, White. Back at the wall. He can't get it. Alex Call is going to turn and head for third, and he will have a 2-out stand-up triple.
This ball continued to carry. Alex Call does not have a lot of power. I think this one may have fooled Eli White a little bit. It continued to go, and those upper flags are blowing out to right field. Right now, you're going to see him leap, and I wasn't sure if he overleaped or just missed it. It was close. He almost made another great play just over the glove. That would have been tremendous from Eli White. You want to be careful coming down. It's one of the things I don't love about those chain link fences. You get a spike caught in that one right there, and you're going to fall down on your backside.
Eli okay, Call with his second triple of the season. And now here's Tanya, the bottom of the order. Dancing out of the way of the splitter.
How about that kick? Oh, go ahead, Wiley.
I must admit, that was a pretty good nerd alert.
Thank you. I've heard it quite a bit. Yeah, I'm usually the one on the other end of that one. So I had a chance to get one in. I wanted to see what it felt like.
How'd it feel?
Pretty amazing. I felt pretty good. But also apologetic right away.
Now deep left for Dugo going back. He does have this one. Call stranded at third. We'll take our nerd alerts to the fourth inning.
Discover your new Kia right now at Maury's West Salem Kia. Come lease a 2025 Kia Soul for $264 per month for 36 months. Or check out the 2026 Kia Sportage. Lease for $317 per month for 24 months. Or lease a 2025 Kia Sportage Hybrid for $374 per month for 24 months. The search is over. Visit us today at Maury's West Salem Kia.
All right, Tim, I got all your policies here. Okay, nice. But what if... Covered. Nice. But what if... All set. But what if... Tim, I customized your insurance so you wouldn't have to ask what if. It's simple human sense. Oh, nice. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
What if? Good to go! To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day. From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
To oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
today a little bit more special. That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
My life is full of questions. Mom, yellow, light, or dark? How do I clean any loose stains? Thankfully, I have the answer to almost all of them.
Why do we even buy napkins?
Hey, good water, be white song. It came with time. Do I need to cruise your guacamole? No, it's time.
Matt Olson sends this deep down the right field line and into the bullpen. Ozuna's thinking back to back. There she goes. A big fly for the Big Bear. That was back in the first inning, and it was our Zaxby's Who's Got the Sauce. Those guys did. Olson and Ozuna, they got the Braves up 2-0. Nats now with a 5-2 lead as Olson bats here to start the fourth.
And certainly you'd like to see some damage again, probably for the middle of this order. This will be their last shot at Trevor Williams. It is just so unusual in today's game. You just don't see many 87, 88 mile per hour fastballs. No. But Williams, so far tonight, doing okay with it, but Matt Olson having no problem with that fastball. The homer in the first inning, now a single here in the fourth. And he really should be an inspiration to all pitchers. Everybody gets so velocity obsessed. Yes, this is a rare instance in when you see 87 miles an hour here to Matt Olson and a guy consistently throwing near that number as a right-handed pitcher, but it can be done. And earlier in his career, especially when he was being used some as a reliever, he could get it up 93, 94, maybe 95, but that is no longer the case for Williams. He deserves a lot of credit to be able to hold down a spot in a rotation with slightly diminished stuff. I think the sweeper has a lot to do with it. We were joking about the seam shifted weight for AJ Smith-Shawver and his split, and that's pretty much what a sweeper is. Well, the Big Bear took him deep as well back in the first inning. Here's a 1-1 from Trevor Williams. 1-2. And the Mets used him as both a starter and reliever, a swingman back in the 22 season. But ever since putting on that Nationals uniform, he has been exclusively a starter. Full count, 3-2. Let's see if the Braves can get a little something going here in the fourth. Good numbers there as far as what have things been like for Marcel this year. What he's done against fastballs at 330 has struggled a little bit with the breaking pitches, but not the changeups and splits. He has done a lot of that. He leads the bigs in walks. He gets another free pass here. And a rally brewing for the Braves. Maybe Martinez, one of many who have on long sleeves or a jacket here on a chilly night. Temperature's going to get into the upper 50s before it's all said and done. Right now, just above 60. Oh, 1 to Baldwin. Drake Baldwin, our Yellowwood, bringing the lumber feature.
been great since the start of the year. If you boil it down to this month, how about a 531 batting average?
That is absurd. He has been terrific. We'll see how he does in this at-bat. Remember, it was the changeup after getting down to the count 0-2 that he chased outside of the zone this time.
They put a good swing on it, but Call was playing over towards that gap. I know it's still May, but right now Baldwin is actually the odds-on favorite in Vegas to be the National League Rookie of the Year. A.J. Smith-Shawver actually coming into tonight was number 2 behind Baldwin.
Kind of amazing, and thinking both of those guys, we'll see how A.J. recovers from this one, but even for your Rookie of the Month, I got to believe will be in the conversation. The big one at the end of the year, of course, is the big prize that everybody likes to get. Here they are.
Two-0 to Ozzie, who flew out back in the second. Do you think we'll need a space heater up here tonight?
Well, if we do, we're going to be out of luck. So I hope not. Definitely cooler here than we anticipated prior when we were planning this trip out. But I guess really, whatever the temperature is, we should probably add 5 or so degrees to it, knowing we're going to be up higher than everybody else.
Yeah, we're in the
By a lot.
heavens. We're in the heavens. A little brisk up here.
I'm curious. Temperature this right outside the booth compared to the field. What do you think? 3-4 degrees? Maybe?
I was just going to say that, about 3 degrees. Wiley's our resident meteorologist, so we'll see if he has an update on that.
Can our iPhones tell you the temperature of where you're standing? Is that a thing?
I'm sure it can. I'm not smart enough to figure that out.
They look cold. That's a nice play. The sweatshirt under the jersey. Have a good play.
Two balls, 2 strikes, and Ozzie lines it foul. Ben Ingram brought a rangefinder that you use at the golf course on this trip, and he brought it to Pittsburgh to see which booth is further from home plate. Which do you think? I do have the answer.
Yeah, I figured you do. I would figure that we're higher maybe, but are we closer? I'll say we're further here.
I thought the same, but Pittsburgh is 72 yards, and this is 66.
Oh, wow. That's significant.
So Pittsburgh is the longest from home plate from our booth in Major League Baseball.
So just a 5-iron for Wiley to get there?
A walk for Ozzie. Well, here we go. He got a chance against Williams. Bases loaded, 1 out. We are at the very tippy top, folks.
This is the only ballpark in all of baseball where there's not a single seat above us.
And you get a bird's eye view. Way down there, 66 yards away, Jim Hickey walks out to talk to Trevor Williams and company.
Good long history for Jim Hickey. He's been around the game for a long time. A lot of respect as a pitching coach. Did it in Tampa for a while. Gosh, I had him all the way back in 2002, so 23 years ago before he ever became a big league pitching coach, but he's a good one.
3 years with the Astros, the 10 in Tampa, 1 with the Cubs, and now 5th season here in D.C. for Jim Hickey. Let's see what Eli White can do. He takes the first pitch outside and low, 1-0. Fouls off the slider.
They're playing Eli at least in center field, slightly shaded to the right field gap, not a lot. You see him kind of trying to chase that pitch off the plate, and a little bit of a reaction here from Eli as he looks down at his left wrist or hand. That one got him around the foot. Kicked that ball away in frustration. It's a good pass to the bat boy. It was. Now he's got to protect. Williams has him 1-2. Sweeper low. You feel like you'll get something in the zone here with Williams being a veteran pitcher. You don't really want to go to 3-2, bases loaded. See if it's something that Eli can handle. Can the Braves eat into this deficit? Not on that pitch. A fastball high, and Eli White just could not hold up. 2 down. Probably anticipating the same thing, that the heater was going to be inside the strike zone. And instead, it is elevated. You can see that ball kind of going up from the lower arm angle of which Williams threw that one. White back to the dugout. Let's see what Michael Harris can do. The Nats have scored the last 5 in this ball game. Little flare, left center, get down. It will. Abrams can't get to it. Braves will score 2, and it's 5-4. Now they needed that in a big way. It was a great job by Michael to put the ball in play. You're going to see this pitch hit off the end of the bat. That is that sweeper. And a heck of an effort from C.J. Abrams. I didn't think he had a chance at all. He made it a little bit closer than anticipated. Those are 2 big runs the Braves very much needed. So Harris, the Atlanta kid, hit it to the other Atlanta kid, C.J. Abrams, but out of his reach. Now you've got the potential tying run over there at third base in the form of Ozzie Albies. Nick Allen takes it low and away. So you love the idea of Michael trying to get into scoring position, potentially steal second base. But the other side of that is, what do we see from Nick Allen? He's so good hitting the baseball the other way, and there is so much room over there right now because Lowe has to hold Michael on first. He's not holding him. Lowe's probably playing pretty deep, nearly on the grass, and giving him a chance to field one of those ground balls that Nick Allen is so good at hitting to the right side. Kind of a catch-22 on whether or not you want another guy in scoring position. Michael not going, 2-0. Nats won 5-3 on Tuesday. It's 5-4 right now. We're only in the 4th. This time Michael does go. And he gets into second base. I don't know if that was based on the jump or if Ruiz had already decided he was not going to throw down to second and take a look at third to see if he could catch Ozzie sleeping. Probably based on the jump, but zero hesitation from Ruiz to look down at third. And now you'll see the difference defensively in what the Braves are doing here with Nick Allen and for Nathaniel Lowe. Action with Brad Lord throwing in that Nationals bullpen. This will be the 80th pitch for Williams. Allen thought he had ball 4. Allen struck out in last inning. Here's a 3-2 pitch in the 4th. Fouls it away. So I thought Lowe would actually be playing a little bit deeper here, but the other side of that is that Williams has got to get over, and Nick Allen can run. He hustles down the line, so he's actually cheating in a little bit because if he gets some soft contact, you're going to have to hustle to try to get Nick Allen out. That missed outside. And the bases are loaded again. Good job by Nick Allen not to chase that pitch, and that's going to be it for Trevor Williams. Alex Verdugo is not going to get the opportunity to face him a third time.
Lord will come on with 2 down in the 4th inning.
Name's Conrad Harrigan, family man. And if you cross my family, well, you'd better pray. We don't ask, we take. And when someone forgets their place, I've got a man for that. Problem solved.
What is this? A Taliban?
One baby on the way, plus 1 unfinished nursery, plus 0 DIY skills. Life math is complicated. Financial experts make it easier. Affinity Plus. Needs new everything, plus the kitchen sink. Life math is complicated. Tackling home projects with a home equity line of credit makes it easier. Learn more at affinityplus.org/rates.
Looking for the GOAT of roofing and siding? Ace of all trades isn't just good. We're the greatest of all time when it comes to quality, reliability, and craftsmanship exterior work. Roofing, siding, gutters. If it's outside of your home, the GOAT gets it done right. Let's just ask the GOAT ourselves. See? Even the GOAT knows. AOAT Extreme.com.
Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Ford. Visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Atlanta Braves. By Xfinity, stream the biggest moments from the best seat in the house with Xfinity. And by Delta Airlines, keep climbing. Final day in D.C. for the Braves before they return in September. We've got a shootout right now, 5-4 in the 4th. Nationals turning to their bullpen, and Brad Lord here to face Verdugo with the bases loaded and 2 away. And the rookie's first pitch is inside.
So this is a guy who started in the bullpen, went into the rotation, made 6 starts, now back into the bullpen. This will be his 8th overall game as a reliever. As a reliever, the ERA is up over 7 for Brad Lord. Fastball sits 95, slider 2-seamer, and a changeup.
Same pitch there, 2-0. Of course, nowhere to put Alex Verdugo. Swinging at the 2-0 fastball, 2-1.
So there are 2 lefties in that bullpen, but it is early in the game. A critical point in the game, no doubt here, with a 1-run lead and the bases loaded for the Braves. But it's then Austin Riley on deck. And so would you want a lefty facing Austin Riley if Verdugo were to get on? Probably not.
Braves with 2 runs home here at the top of the 4th. Looking for more. Full count. Fastball missed badly.
You see that kind of body language from Ruiz where he had both of his hands out and essentially trying to get Brad Lord, much like we saw with AJ, to come straight toward the target. He is cutting that 4-seam fastball to the glove side too much.
Big spot in this game here. 2 down, payoff pitch. Downstairs, he did not go, and he walks in the tying run. Does Brad Lord. Ozzie will tap the plate. It's 5-5 in our nation's capital.
Yeah, you can see this one missing pretty badly. It was just a matter of whether or not Alex Verdugo offered at. It didn't seem like it was that close. It wasn't. By the way, they started testing that technology in A-ball for the check swings. And you saw that one there. They're saying 45 degrees. That wouldn't have been even close. It wasn't close, but
yeah, we've talked so much about
45 degrees is a lot.
Automated balls and strikes, but I think that check swing technology, that might be at the majors sometime soon as well.
It's a tough call. It really is.
All right, the 9th hitter in this inning for Atlanta is Austin Riley. And a 1-1 count here.
And the other thing with Lord, and why did Dave Martinez bring him in there? He's actually been respectable against the lefties. He has really struggled against right-handed hitters. .359 is the batting average, 909 OPS.
1-2.
That was the pitch right there. Austin Riley would